Welcome back to Wisdom with the Wise Counselor. I'm your host, the Wise Counselor, also known by my birth name. It's simply Lateef. And this space is all about building your emotional resiliency, living your life on purpose and in purpose, and nurturing your wellness, your mind, your body, and your soul. And today, I want to wish you a very happy Valentine's Day. Even if you don't hear this until later, this message today, this is going to pierce somebody's heart for the good. The day of roses, the day of reservations, the day of soft music, red hearts, and curated captions, the day where everybody seems loved and chosen and celebrated and adored. And while I absolutely celebrate love, listen, I celebrate and honor love, commitment and honor and affection and intentionality. I also know something deeper. For some people, today feels very warm. For others, it feels very heavy. So I want to speak to two groups of people today, the single people and the partnered people. See, it don't matter where you at in this spectrum. Either you're single or you in a relationship. So sit back, let's enjoy the ride, and let's talk a little bit about love and honor and connection on this 2026 Valentine's Day, because both groups need truth today. Let's start here with the single people. The ones hanging with friends, the ones with family, the ones ordering takeout and minding their own business, the ones treating this weekend like any other weekend. I see you, and I'm right in that group with you. You were not behind, though. You were not late. You were not missing something essential. You were not incomplete. I need you to breathe those affirmations in today. You're not behind. You're not late. You're not missing something that is essential, and you are not incomplete simply because you identify as a single person. Somewhere along the way, society created an invisible timeline. Graduate, date, get serious, get married, have kids, buy the house, upgrade your car, post the pictures on social media, smile, worry about your career, get the promotion, but life is not a conveyor belt, and I need you to hear that. And the pressure can be loud. Are you dating someone? I hear that question all the time. When are you going to settle down? What about kids? Your clock is ticking. The noise can feel relentless. And I'm talking single men and for single women, right? Let me tell you something real. Being single is not a problem to solve. It's a season to understand. And yes, being single is hard. When you're living on the same level as people in committed relationships, listen, they can split the rent. They can split the bills. They can split the emotional weight. They can split all of the household responsibilities. But you, as a single person, you carry it all. You manage your household. You take care of your finances. You manage your emotions. You manage your silence. And that requires strength that most people just don't pause and acknowledge. And sometimes you have to prove to other people and to yourself, actually, that you can be fulfilled alone. But here's the deeper truth. Love is not limited to romance. Love is friendship. Love is mentorship. Love is purpose. Love is your community. Love is your faith. And love is self-respect. Romantic love is beautiful, but it is not the only form of love that validates your existence. Did you hear that? Romantic love is beautiful, but it is not the only form of love that validates your existence. And here's something that may stretch you. I don't believe that every single person is destined for marriage. I really do not believe that. Some lives are destined around a mission, innovation, somebody to be an advocate, somebody to step up into some unique leadership position, somebody to be a creationist and creative. See, partnership can enhance those things, but it is not a prerequisite for significance. You are not waiting to begin. Your life is happening right now. See, what God has for you, the universe has for you, and it's for you. So I need you to learn how to quiet the noise, live your life, grow, heal, build, rest. And when it's time to connect with somebody on a romantic level, and I mean a meaningful longitudinal timeline, you will. And if it looks different than what the world prescribed or told you to subscribe to, that does not mean that you failed. Now let's talk to the second group of people, the partners, the married, the committed, the booed up, the ones posting tonight, the ones who got flowers and who got all of that, what's that Esther Price candy? You know what I'm talking about, the ones who got that nice rosé wine waiting on them, and the ones who didn't. Being in a relationship does not automatically mean that you're thriving. So Valentine's Day is a great day for it to expose some things for single people, but also for those who are in a relationship. And yes, some folks ran to the gas station this morning, grabbed the last $9.99 box of candy that's been sitting on the shelf since February 14th, 2025, and then they grabbed some slightly wilted flowers and said, oh, that'll do. Charge that to their head and not to their heart, okay? But I'm not even talking about forgetfulness in this moment. Even if you're in a relationship, if your partner is forgetful, that's one thing. But I want to talk about substance. Let me pause. Substance. Are you truly being seen in your relationship? Do you feel valued? Are you understood? Are you feeling safe? And are you feeling respected? Or are you in a relationship that just feels like you're surviving inside of something that just looks good from the outside? Because here's another uncomfortable truth. We feel pressure to get in relationships. And once we're in them, we feel pressure to stay in them. Especially when you add in levels of like traditional faiths where divorce in 2026 is still taboo, where marriage is supposed to be forever, no matter what, where just work it out is the default advice from the people and the systems that you're surrounded with. Now, listen, I believe in commitment. I believe in effort, and I believe relationships require real hard work. But I also believe that the work must be mutual. Listen, I'm talking to the people who are in relationships today that may be feeling this ungodly balance, like you're carrying too much and you've been doing it too long. Let me say this again. Relationships require work, but the work must be mutual. If you are the only one adjusting, if you're the only one apologizing, if you're the only one compromising and the only one evolving as time continues to pass, that's not a partnership. That's simply imbalance. And imbalance over time will absolutely become resentment. I don't care if you a teeny bop in a teeny bitty bop relationship, if you are in a 2-year marriage, or you are a seasoned saint who's been married for 30, 40 years, imbalance over time will create resentment and mistrust. Let me actually add that in there. And resentment becomes distance, and distance becomes emotional starvation. Valentine's Day is not just about what you purchased, it's about what it is consistently showing. Just because you have a partner does not mean you have peace. And just because you were single does not mean that you are lacking love. So let's move into the part of the podcast I'd like to call the Wise Counselor Unfiltered. Let's take the filters off. This is real. This is raw. This is honest. No fluff, no cute sayings, and just some moments of clarity here. I want you to think about a couple of things. Number one, stop letting relationship statuses define your value. Your relationship status is not a report card. Single is not failing, and married is not an A+. Engaged is not extra credit, and divorce does not automatically mean you're going to be in detention or suspended. Some of you have lowered your voice when someone asked if you were dating. You laugh it off, you deflect. Why? Because society has trained us to believe that coupling equals success. But I have seen married people who are miserable. I've seen single people who were fulfilled and thriving. And I've seen people in a quote unquote with relationship goals partnered with somebody who just makes them go to sleep. And I've seen single individuals being able to be in a space where they glow up and grow up and they're living in their true authentic purpose, right? Because relationship status is not a character reference. You don't get a bonus just because you are in proximity to somebody consistently. Sometimes being single is healing, and sometimes it's timing, and sometimes it's protection, and sometimes being single is just its purpose. And being partnered is not always a red carpet arrival, it's responsibility. So let's stop glamorizing status and start evaluating substance, okay? Here's another thing I want you to think about. Loneliness and being alone are not the same thing. You can be alone and not feel lonely. You can be in a relationship and feel deeply lonely and lost and discouraged, right? Loneliness is about emotional disconnection. Some of you are single but emotionally full. People check in on you. They laugh with you. They pray with you. They sit with you. Some of you are partnered and feel invisible, though. That kind of loneliness is heavier than solitude. It is better to be alone than emotionally abandoned inside of a relationship. I need you to suck that in, because again, just because you're connected to somebody in a relationship or married does not mean that that is filling your needs and helping you grow and get better. So let me say this again. It is better to be alone than emotionally abandoned inside of your relationship. You don't get a medal for enduring neglect. Love should feel, what's the word I'm looking for? Love should be able to be reciprocal, right? It's a back and forth. It's a seesaw. It's a give. It's a take. It ain't just take. So you don't get a medal for enduring neglect. Baby, you got to think about that. Loneliness and being alone are not the same thing. Here's another thing I want you to think of. Some of you are staying because you announced it. You posted it. Your families merged. Your church celebrated it. And now you feel trapped by the image, right? Staying in something unhealthy just to avoid embarrassment is not, it is emotional self-sabotage. Just stop staying just to avoid stigma of leaving. There is no trophy for suffering silently. Chronic disrespect is not normal. Conflict is normal, but chronic indifference is not. Growing challenges are normal, but repeated dismissal and shunning of who you are and not finding a space where you are validated and seen is not. If you are constantly auditioning in a relationship you've already quote unquote won, that's not stability. That's insecurity disguised as commitment. So again, stop staying just to avoid the stigma of leaving. And here's one more thing I want you to think about in this part of the podcast. Growth requires alignment. Now, we hear this kind of philosophical energy in a lot of different spaces, but I want you to think about it from the aspect of relationships today. Equally yoked does not mean identical. It means aligned in values, aligned in your effort, and aligned in direction. If one of you is evolving and the other one is stagnant, friction will absolutely increase. You cannot drag somebody into maturity. You can invite, you can communicate, you can model, but you can't force somebody to grow up and become more emotionally mature for the sake of the relationship. And if you do continue to find yourself doing that, I guarantee this, you will get exhausted. Sometimes you have to realize you are never going to be equally yoked with somebody. It just isn't going to happen. It doesn't matter how much you pour into somebody. Sometimes people are always going to live on different planets within the universe. Here is the next part of the podcast I'd like to call the reflection room. I want to slow down just a little bit, and here's a couple things I want you to think about and some questions to ask yourself post-podcast. Am I living according to my own timeline, or am I chasing expectations that don't belong to me? Here's a couple things that I think somebody might say to that question. They might say, I feel behind because my friends are married, or my parents keep asking about grandkids, or I'm content, but I look at social media and now I doubt myself, or I want a marriage but I'm just so fearful because I don't want to get divorced. Do you desire to be grounded? That's the question. Do you desire to be grounded? See, desires feel grounded and pressure feels anxious. So I need you to think about the answers to that question, because which one is going to drive you? The desire to be grounded, or the desire or the pressure to be anxious? Here's another question for the reflection room. In my current relationship status, single or partnered, do I feel peace or pressure? Do you feel peace or pressure at your status of being single or partnered? And that is going to be a really big one to digest. I think some people might say, I feel peaceful most days, but the holidays are a trigger, or I'm fine alone, but I hate answering questions, right? And some people might say I feel free, or some people might say I love them, but I feel unseen, right? Or I'm scared to speak up. So do you feel peace or pressure in your current relationship status, whether you're single or partnered? That one is going to be where the real men and real women need to sit in that moment and think about what it is that they're feeling, because that is going to dictate some next steps as soon as tomorrow for you, if you really are needing to make some changes. Here's one more question for you. If nothing changed in my romantic life for the next year, would I still feel whole? If nothing changed about your status and your romantic life for an entire year, would you still feel whole? Your reaction and your answers to that question will reveal where attachment or fear or dissatisfaction might be hiding. So answer that one truthfully, because again, it will reveal how you might need to step as soon as tomorrow. And actually, let me just throw one more in here. Do I feel emotionally safe expressing my needs? Somebody might say yes, somebody might say no. Some people might say I avoid bringing it up, or I'm not even sure what my needs are. If you don't feel safe expressing your needs, I need to remind you, depth cannot grow. And so whether you're single or you're in a partnered relationship, you have to have that emotional safeguard and that safety to be able to thrive and feel confident as a single person, and to move forward strategically with somebody purposefully in a relationship. So if you're not feeling safe, that leads me into some professional guidance that I want you to think about. If you're single and wrestling with comparison, limit your social media exposure, especially on high traffic days. See, comparison activates insecurity loops. And then you got to remember, you've got to protect your mental space. You've got to build security and a community. Schedule friend nights and join groups, volunteer. Community does not happen accidentally. It is curated intentionally. And that is something that is for single and people who are in relationships. If you're feeling unsafe unsafe and you're feeling like you don't have a space where you can express your needs, you may need to begin to recurate your community and set up a place and get into the space where people who can see and know and love you, right? So I also want you to think about this. You've got to schedule focused conversation outside of conflict, right? You've got to avoid, being able to avoid keeping everything in. And I need you to continue to ask yourself this. Do I feel respected in the space that I'm stepping in? Do I feel valued? And do I feel safe? If your answers are consistently no, do not ignore that data, that growth that you might need to have emotionally, whether you're single or you're in a relationship. That growth may require deeper effort. And again, I can't paint the picture or answer these questions for you about how growth might help you feel more secure in your relationship status. But I will remind you of this. Growth may mean boundaries. So that might shift how you've got to move. Growth may mean counseling. If you are feeling down and out about your relationship that you're in or the relationship that you're not in, and it is literally transforming your mind for the negative, and you're feeling doom and gloom and feeling like you're in a black hole and you're riddled with worry and despair, baby, you got to go get you some counseling. You've got to find a place where you can talk about what is going on in you and around you. And that leads me to the last point about growth. Growth may mean re-evaluation. Just because you were in love 5 years ago doesn't mean that you're in love today. Growth requires continuous honesty and re-evaluation. Well, family, that is what I have for today. I hope that these conversations don't just go in one ear and out the other. I really want you to reflect on this today. Again, whether you are a single person and you are feeling great about it, or you're a single person and you're starting to feel a little wearied and tired about making an excuse about why you're single, this podcast was for you. And the flip side to that is true too. Maybe you're somebody in a relationship and you are feeling like you're not being loved and seen and valued. Well, this podcast is for you. I want you to reflect on something that I said today and identify what you're going to use from our time together and put it into practice so that you can live the best life that you see for yourself, right? Remember, there is no time like the present moment to reclaim yourself. So I need you to take care of you. I need you to dive deeper into how you're going to walk in your purpose. I have to remind you that great things do not happen overnight. Please take your time and ease into you and be intentional about pausing when you need to breathe, rest, relax, and recharge. And at the end of the day, baby, I need you to remember that when it is all said and done, you are the only one who is in control of your thoughts, your actions, your reactions to what life throws your way. So as always, know that I love you and I believe in you, and I have no doubt that whatever you are going to face today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, that you absolutely got this. Stay grounded in you and keep chasing and finding and working in your purpose. Be well.